Okay, this is a little dim. You know what Tumblr post I really relate to? It goes let me actually look it up so I can properly do it justice. I remember one of the key words that I wrote, which is me remembering my posts. Me remembering my posts is anything tangentially related, I'm like, I swear I made a Tumblr post about this. I swear I saw a Tumblr post about this. I either go to a tag and then I look through that tag, especially if I am. But I don't like the. Especially. I'm talking about my tags, my Tumblr tag system. Fuck! 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 I lost my train of fucking thought, and I don't feel like taking another video and then having to open up iMovie and edit it together. And yes, I get better colors, but I don't feel like doing that right now. Because then it makes, there's bars on the video, and I guess I could crop the video. But, like, that's a whole nother step. I'm just blogging. You know, people used to do this all the time. Just talking to their pewter and posting that on the internet. In my TV genres and styles class, I said, we were talking about fandom and early fandom, and my professor said how in like the early 2000s they would play reruns of sci-fi shows and they would have like a live chat on screen, so like fans would talk to each other, and I was like, you could not do that nowadays. And like technically, you know, they do that with live streams, but like it wouldn't be the same because it was this small, hyper-dedicated group of people, and it's all people who they know what they're talking about. They're watching a rerun of a sci-fi show. They're talking about a show that they've already seen. I'll do something like that eventually, you know. It can be like a watch party. I'll do it with Dan and Phil. That would actually be that would actually work. So then I don't interrupt them, because I talk so much that they're watching a show and then I'm watching them watch the show, and then I'm typing. See, I am a visionary. One time I was like, Strange Eons needs to make a video saying, Dan and Phil, your long-lost mpreg child needs your help. And then someone said, Spoilable House, you are a blessing to the modern media landscape. I saw JJ, my maintenance guy. Oh my god, I freaking love that guy. I was gonna say it rhymes, because it's true, but then I realized it was the same word, so that's not a rhyme. I'm a poet. I take poetry writing, except I come at it through the TV brain and the mind of an artist, and the people who give criticism verbally in class are a bunch of English majors, and they're like, I'm not sure what this is supposed to mean. This is confusing, meaning that made it a bad thing. And I'm like, no, bruh. I speak in riddle and rhyme. It's not my fault if you don't get the reference. Because you still get something out of it. You're like, I don't understand what this means. Then just look at the words. And then, you know what you can do when you don't understand the meaning that is being conveyed, when you are confused? You can take your own meaning. Or you can say, I don't understand this, but it does make me think of this concept. It's a rhetorical poem. These people, so many people, it's like they speak using rhetorics, but they're unaware of it. And it's, you know, it's a repeating of things that they've already heard. And you see this a lot in, like, alt-right circles, or, like, the way people talk about AI. It's a rhetoric. Let me look up the definition of rhetoric, because I don't know how to explain it in normie terms. So that's what the dictionary's for. Merriam-Webster. The art of speaking or writing effectively. The study of principles and rules of, there's multiple definitions. A study, it's not that. Insincere or grandiloquent language. The rhetoric of politics. A speech free of it's empty rhetoric. That's a good phrase. See, that's the thing, is I just talk and I talk and I talk and I talk and I say my stream of consciousness, and then I talk enough, and then I get a one-liner, and the soul. Brevity is the soul of wit. I just watched Westworld. I finished season 1, and that HBO, a good HBO show. A lot of, it's like the most critically acclaimed ones are things like The Sopranos, and it's like, I don't give a fuck about that. Like, that's what Gotham season 1 was trying to be, mixed with a cop procedural. And I did not care. I am here for insane people. This is Gotham City. I don't care about your mob. I want crazy gay people who murder. It's Gotham City. And then they start doing that, and then I'm like, okay, this is awesome. Gotham 2014 is trash TV for those who appreciate high art. See, I'm quoting my Tumblr posts. This is like the showcase for the story. Oh my god. The showcase for the storytelling troupe I'm in. The first show is tonight. I stopped going to class. I did not go to the showcase. I performed a dramatic reading of the 3 weed-smoking girlfriends Tumblr posts. And I'm talking about, like, I went all in. And it was, like, 10 in the morning. Well, it might have been closer to 12. But, like, I will be, like, this, I'm just off the top. And people would be like, it's 8 in the morning. And I'm like, okay, but supernatural distilled OTP. And then eventually people realize that I just got a pep in my step. And they're like, honestly, we need more people like you. But yeah, I performed 3 weed-smoking girlfriends. And to people who had never heard of this before, who barely understood Tumblr. And they were like, I was wanting to talk about, you know, just all the stuff I get up to on Tumblr, and they were like, I feel like, when did you get on Tumblr? What is the story? Like, why are you on Tumblr? Why did you choose Tumblr? Like, dude, look at me. I am a Tumblr user. I am fucking Tumblr incarnate. What do you mean, why are you on Tumblr? Because I am Tumblr. Oh, why did you get on Tumblr? It's this great story. For Hetalia. And then I was in the sub-fandom of Hetalia, Statalia. I made an OC for every single state. And some of them I had multiple. Some of them were alternate versions, and then I had a Northern California and a Southern California. And Wyoming was a gay cowboy because Brokeback Mountain was takes place in Wyoming. And Utah was a repressed gay Mormon. I had an Ask blog, which was Ask the 50 States. It is deleted because if you don't know what Hetalia is, it is the personification of the stereotypes of countries put into, like, sitcom-esque, sketch-esque, historical-related situations. And so I've been to all 50 states. I've never left the country. My parents were upper middle class, I guess, but they acted like they weren't, as in, we would be on this vacation that we would only be able to be on if my parents were well off. And then my mother would start yelling at us if we had to spend more than $60 on food for our family of 6. And then we'd be like, I'm so hungry. And then we'd be like, can we please go get food? Can we please stop for food? And she'd go, nope, you can eat this cold pizza. And it's like, I'm not opposed to cold pizza, but it's like, I wanted a sandwich. I've been debating whether I want to talk about this. The people who were like my neighbors growing up, there was a overdose in the family. And I know this is fucked, but when I heard the news, the only thing I could think about was, I wonder what it was of. What was the overdose of? What is the situation what in your life led to how you passed? As a narrative. Because once drugs are involved, it's so much more interesting. I have, like, one foggy memory of what this person was like. They were 7 years older than me. I don't remember most of my childhood. Like, so I'm not, like, I perceive the world through a narrative lens. Through, basically, I live my life as a live memoir. You know, when I got lost in the woods, the thing that really got me through it was imagining telling the story of getting lost in the woods as it was happening. I was narrating it as it was happening, but narrating it as if I was telling the story. And I just talk to myself, and I tell stories to myself, and I talk to a wall. And I like talking to people. I like getting that reaction. But it's just that in the real world, people don't let me finish. And they tell me to shut up, and people are off-put by me, and they don't like that I just do what I want, and I don't let people tell me what to do, and I'm bipolar, and autistic. I got that. I also have a cocktail of physical disabilities, but they don't impact my life most of the time. Asthma, which is a disability. Like, people turn it into a joke. Like, literally, it's like growing up, the stereotypical nerd character always had asthma, and it was like, haha, look, they have asthma, like, you're coughing, and people go, haha, stop dying. But it's like, not being able to breathe is not pleasant, and it can, in fact, be terrifying. When someone sprays fucking Windex downwards at the table, and it bounces up, most people, they just go, cough, why'd you do that? My airway swelled shut, and they had to call the paramedics and put me on an industrial nebulizer. There were moments where I was gasping for air and I couldn't breathe. I was 13. And unfortunately, it was my mother who was the one who came to school, and I was like, fuck, I do not want her to be the person here right now. And then afterwards, I was like, I should go back to school. I gotta go back to class. And everyone was like, what do you mean? You almost just died? Go home. I used to be just like Malcolm from Malcolm in the Middle. I hated the world, and I was a fucking AP magnet kid. I really thought I was gonna go into STEM at one point. I was destined to be this way. I was destined to be an artist. The stars, we talk. I just say whatever I want. I do whatever I want. And the more I say, the more refined my prose becomes. I reference myself. Going back to the storytelling troupe. I was talking about something and he was like, your story needs more structure. Like, I don't, like, how would this be as a performance, like, for an audience to enjoy? And I'm like, that's not the point. The point is not for an audience to care. The point is for me to say what I want. And if you don't like it, that's not my fucking problem. I'm awesome. And I'm gonna say it, because I would be depriving the world of my awesome, spectacular, yowie wizardness if I shut up. And so many people are like, you're an insane person. They call me a schizo, and I'm bipolar, not schizophrenic. I've never even had psychosis. And I was talking to my friend, who does in fact have psychosis, and I was like, I am surprised I have never had it. I have all the ingredients. There's someone who kind of gets Tumblr, you know. I only have a couple friends in the real world who really get Tumblr. I have a decent amount of friends. I am likable to a very specific group of people, but the people who like me love me. They're like, that weirdo? What? Because if you're not, like, oh my gosh, they're fucking awesome, then that means you fucking hate me and I hate you and you're fucking fascist. I call everything that pisses me off fascism. And I know that, like, you know, people are like, stop calling everything fascism, but I'm like, it's different when I do it. I'm doing it for political purposes. And there's so many layers to it, and if you don't get it, that's not my problem. Because there are people who do. And guess what? If you don't understand what I'm saying, it's because the context is on Tumblr and I'm referencing myself. One day, someone will be curious, and they'll actually look it up. It's my design. I'm a one-blog Goncharov. And if you don't know what Goncharov is, you can very easily find out. It is a Tumblr thing. People on TikTok were trying to say it originated there. I wasn't even aware that Goncharov left Tumblr. Fuck anyone who said that Goncharov wasn't from Tumblr. Seriously, fuck you. That's such a major Tumblr event in history. It's what I built this on. The idea of Goncharov. The fact that on Tumblr you can just say whatever you want and make it take over Tumblr. And I just spend all my time blogging. I spend all my time talking. So people are like, you're bombing my dash. You're bombing my dash because I'm a one-person Goncharov. I'm Goncharov in my ass. And then I'm just also like Dan and Phil because I am their long-lost mpreg child. It runs in the family. And they need to save me. They are going to save me because they abandoned me. I'm their long-lost mpreg child, so I was forced to live in an abusive household, which got me borderline personality disorder. Yeah, that's right. That's a level of insanity that is on Dan and Phil for abandoning me. Bro, I'm so funny. Bro, this shit ridiculous. This is one of those videos that gets demolished sometimes by my laptop. My photo booth. I record everything in photo booth on my laptop. And then I just post it. But I haven't been able to post about my videos on my main blog. I haven't been able to post about my YouTube videos on my main blog because I'm getting attacked by a group of Nazis. They think that they're starting this alt-right movement when no, it's just you and your group of Nazi friends who are fucking cunts fucking assholes, and I will kill you. I will, and by kill you, I mean getting you banned off Tumblr, and every account you make, I will get that banned, because I'm gonna depose the Tumblr staff, because they don't know how this website works, and I'm Dan and Phil's long-lost motherfucking mpreg child. Yeah, that's right, I'm gonna call Dan and Phil, and I'm gonna tell them all about how the fuck-ass cunts at the Tumblr staff piss me the fuck off, and I've been trying to start a dialogue with them over and over again. I have messaged them multiple times over several things. For their April Fool's Day thing, they had a mysterious cat that showed up, and it was like this snake game, but it had it to where you could send asks, and I just didn't like its smug fucking face, so I just made a bunch of posts being like, I fucking hate that thing. It's a fucking fake Gleepenian. Like, you think that just because you can put green places that you can fool people into thinking you're Gleepenian? I can spot a fake Gleepenian from a mile away. And sometimes when I globally norpglop, glama gleep gleep, people are like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's the kind of thing that gets me called a schizo, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. Wherever, I talked about a lot of things really quickly, but because it's a video, you can just choose the parts that you really want to listen to, and you can replay it as many times as you want. I do it. I watch my videos over and over again. I love listening to myself talk. I'm so self-centered. I'm not a narcissist. I don't have a narcissistic personality disorder. I just love myself. I spend all my time with myself. Of course I'm self-centered. Later on in life, I'll have other things to focus on. But as of now, all I do is blog on Tumblr. All I do is think about myself and think about the things I'm interested in and think about the things I'm going to do. And once I'm actually doing those things, then my world will focus around my art and the things I do and the people I meet, instead of just my art and me and my Tumblr blog. Although, I will always be a blogger. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a blogger. I make blogs. Bloggity blog. Blog, blog. I am a blogger. I blog. But it's just like, bro, it's like when you have a group of Nazis hate you, you know you're doing everything right. But also it's like, it's when they're harassing you and making a bunch of blogs. Like, they literally just take what I say and then they just comment it again as if that's like an insult, because they'll just put quotations. Like, they'll see me tag hashmoker and then they'll comment that. Like, they think that me smoking weed, they think calling me a stoner is an insult. Like, the word stoner just feels blasé to me. My music. I love me some old Polish music. Slavic delicacies. Ma miłość stara jak świat. I have love as old as the world. It's taken in part from an Irina Santor album, which is Piosenki stare jak świat, songs as old as the world, and it has such a musical tone to it, and it's so beautiful. So I just incorporate it into my poetry. And people are like, I don't have any idea what you're saying sometimes. And I'm like, that's fine. I do. I know exactly what I'm saying. And one person understanding what I'm saying is enough for me. Sometimes it's really awesome when you have this irreplaceable connection with someone. Even if it's just one moment. And that's also what everything I do is centered around. I can't wait until I have unrestricted free time again. Ugh, I've had to do so much stuff for choir because we're doing this masterwork, and this is the hardest piece I've ever done. And like I didn't go to the showcase. I've talked about many times my beef with my storytelling professor, and I don't feel like going into it right now, so you could reference that. I think I made a college life playlist, and a lot of that was me complaining about Parrot, because I made it to send it to someone who's in the troop with me last semester. Is it public? I have my public playlist. LPS JFK assassination. One video. Bro, that video caused irreparable damage. That was, thinking about that, that's one of the reasons I made my LPS Shakespeare Theater The Ides of March video, which people have not appreciated enough. But it's fine, because someone will stumble upon it, and they will have no idea how they got there, but they will be so thankful that they did. Even if it's years from now, people say, this feels like I'm watching something from 2012, the early 2000s, but nope, it was posted 4 hours ago. Everything I do is timeless. Everything I do is a work of art, because I choose to live as so. Master of my own prose. This is Frederick. This is, like, the most perfect thing ever. The way it's weighted, it's, like, the perfect shape for the fucking beans inside of it to just go... Just hear that thud? Plus, he got some rhythm to him. Frederick can get down. Frederick loves Polish music. This isn't...
Seen you for so long. Yes, I must tell you something.
European music gets weird with time signatures sometimes. Especially Polish music. I get so confused. And, like, I can keep a rhythm. I literally do music stuff. It's just... I listen to some weird music. So it can be hard to stay... There's also so many rhythms that, like, other people don't hear. And so sometimes I'll be, like, going to a specific rhythm from a specific instrument, and then people will be like, oh, Mr. Rhythm, you're off. And I'm like, bro, you try jamming to 1960s Polish jams. It takes an intellectual mindset. Yeah. I'm one of a kind. And I'm a culmination of all which inspires me. In one of my poems, I said, all art inspires all art. And I said, rather redundant, is it not? And my professor was like, this feels so coy. This feels too coy, almost gimmicky. And I'm like, okay, but that's just like... I just got that flow.